Well, here we are. We made it to Tangier Island, and we are at Tangier Beach. And this will give you an idea of what the Tangier Island used to look like. Now it's completely on the north side, not so much submerged, but gone. So 2/3 of this island have disappeared from erosion and the sand that's sinking from the population that lives here, and the high tides, the rise of the regular mean tides, so that the average tide is going up. But here we are on Tangier Island, and we're at the beach. So as you can see, it's all swampland, only a couple of feet off from sea level, and this is low tide. You can see here. Now the things we discovered today is that this set of islands, or this island, originally was Smith Island, Tangier Island, and a string of little islands all the way up going towards the top of the Chesapeake Bay towards Baltimore. And these were all connected together, and you could only walk through just puddle deep between each island. From Smith Island to Tangier to, oh darn, what was the name of the other island? But we find out that in later years, as erosion took place, and this being a monster sandbar, that the erosion took place and separated the islands, so that each individual little island, Smith and Tangier, became smaller and smaller and smaller. And as it got to be Tangier Island, we find out that this is one of the only purchased islands from the Indians. Now the Indians used to come over here from the eastern shore. So these are the Pamunkey Indians, would come and fish here and possibly stay overnight, but they didn't have any camps here. And they would fish here, and they literally were considered, I guess, the owners of the island. But they, the British came along, and I'll get you the name of the person. This is actually a purchased island, just like Manhattan or Plattsburgh, New York. Here's some of the sites. This is where there was civilization, but it's been reclaimed by Mother Nature. That's the lighthouse. Here's the Tangier Lighthouse, 1890 to 1961. It met its demise. This is to 1960. This one is to, this is the 1890 lighthouse base, what's left of it. And here, of course, is Tangier Island. Hope I got you the right place. Hurry up. Today, and you can see right down here, you can see the left side of this picture is the Tangier Island today. The right side is where the island used to be. All the way down to the right is all gone, and there was another city or village to the right on this island for years, a couple hundred years. That's completely gone now. So this island was by the British. When they discovered it, they figured out that it was the main defense of Baltimore, Maryland, and Norfolk, Virginia. So they bought the island, and I'll get you the name of the person who purchased it. They bought the island and exchanged it. They bought it for 2 coats or jackets. So, oh, and here is a, I hope you can see this, is a crab. You see that crab? There's a blue crab dragging off another piece of a blue crab to eat. So this is one of their mainstays here, is the blue crab and the oyster that they fish for, blue crab and oyster. This is one of the inlets here. And this is what's coming up and devouring the rest of the land. Smith Island itself, or Tangier Island itself, from here all the way out used to be all land. You can see now it's all marsh with the water coming up. Starting here, going that way, is Tangier Island proper with the streets. And we'll give you a little rundown of the streets here in a minute. Everything is pretty much done by go-karts. There are a few motorized vehicles out here, cars and trucks, but very few. So like I say, here we've made it to Tangier Island. I'm in hunt of the Indians abandoned out here from Governor William Berkeley in 1645, but of having a tough time finding any evidence of the Indians or the remains of them. They disappeared without a trace. But I'm going to keep looking. Here we are at Tangier Island.